What's up, college basketball fans? Gotta love technology, right? Messes up on you right in the middle of a show intro. I'm your host, Sam Gillette. Welcome to another episode of Bourbon, Beer, and Basketball. Today, we're going to talk about every conference tournament. Some of them are already starting. Some of them are about to start. So without any further ado, let's get this rolling. If you're watching on TikTok, head on over to youtube.com if you want to have your comments appear on the show. Bronco Nation updates over there on youtube.com. Otherwise, you can stay on TikTok and I might be able to get to you. We'll see. But let's get rolling right now at 5'7" from Boise, Idaho, my friend and co-host of Bronco Nation Live, Mr. Nick Wade.
What's up, everyone?
At 5'8" from Plano, Texas, official USA Basketball Youth Development License Coach and Plano West basketball coach, Mr. Jonathan Yates.
What's up, party people? Time to get it rolling.
And the biggest man we could find for this show at 6'2" from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, founder of the Sunbelt Syndicate, Mr. Dominic Cressetto.
What's going on, guys? Sorry to disappoint on the overall height. I can only help so much.
At 5'10" from Twin Falls, Idaho, connoisseur of all things basketball and statistician superstar, Mr. Josh Fife.
Broncos 6 seed and strong, baby. Let's go.
And at 5'9" from Columbia, Pennsylvania, gamer extraordinaire and founder of River Shark Gaming, Mr. Casey Wick.
Never at 5'9", but I thought I'd be a small forward.
We're positionless, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. If this is your first time ever on the show, what was that?
I was going to say most of our positions would be the bench.
Facts.
That's true.
All right.
Behind the bench.
So Quasi, I believe
Right
that's maybe.
Right
Or
on.
Sockwazy.
Oh, shout out Sockwazy. Way to sub.
There we go.
Yeah.
Peyton Gaming. Hello. How's it going?
Sup, Peyton?
All right. That's a pretty cool little emoji thingy.
It is.
I feel threatened
All
with
right.
the gun, though.
All right. Again, TikTok, if you're watching over there, come over here. We'll put your stuff up on the air and go from there. We can see your stuff whenever they come over there. But for now, let's go to our designated driver, Mr. Nick Wade. Always a pleasure having somebody that can drive the masses around to the bars and not get pulled over. What do you got on the table tonight?
I'm just some home brew of some coffee and not just keeping it simple, my friend.
All right.
I'm here to serve you guys, and I'll be taking the wheel of this fine dumpster fire.
All right. Mr. Yates, fellow Texan.
All right. Today, out of Fort Worth, we got Raw Brewing Company. Formerly was the Raw and Sons. Now it's just Raw Brewing. We got this Iron Thistle, which is a 7.0 Scottish ale. So it's a little darker side of it. Still delicious. Oh, yeah.
Crispy.
And delicious.
All right, Casey, what do you got from the Northeast up there?
Well, since it's a sad today and all with the passing of Lou Holtz, I'm drinking the Play Like a Champion today bourbon that supported his Three Pillars Foundation.
Nice.
Play like a champion. Never thought I'd ever get to see a game at Notre Dame until I met you. All right.
Funny how the world works.
Nick, you got a fan? Mr. Chill Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Chill Steve.
He seems chill.
He's pretty chill.
All right, Josh. What kind of doctor-inspired drinks are you chugging tonight?
We are going with some, I may have done this one before, some Huckleberry Hef out of the Lewis and Clark Brewing Company in Helena, Montana, keeping it in the Northwest.
Nice.
A little bit of fruitiness to my evening. Definitely a Huckleberry beer.
I like the
figure
can.
Huckleberry.
Yeah, they got a nice,
That's your Huckleberry.
nice little dog on there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, all right, Dom. I didn't see your invite on the old TikTok. I sent you one. Maybe you can see it. I don't know. Technology's being fickle tonight.
I was gonna say it's not showing up on my end either, but I do have a beer.
There we go.
This
What do you
is-
got?
From the Boonshine Brewing Company in Boone, North Carolina. It's a New England style IPA. It's called Space Pegasus.
Oh,
I like the can.
I don't really know what New England style IPA means, but we're about to find out.
I feel like they should have another product called Space Cowboy to go along with the Space Pegasus.
This is so the Boone area, for those that don't know, is very like hippie inspired. So this can is like perfectly what you would assume, like, keep Austin weird, keep Boone weird, those that's what this is like.
All right. Good to know.
I'm thinking there was some grass involved when the can was designed.
Oh, there's undoubtedly lots of that involved in that decision.
Wow.
It explains the Luke Combs background story.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen,
There
the
you go.
views and opinions expressed in this podcast belong to those and everybody here and them alone. It does not reflect our values and our core beliefs here at Bourbon Beer and Basketball.
9 minutes and 16 seconds in. Excellent.
We need,
New record.
we need,
New record.
we need a disclaimer counter. You gotta get one of those on the bottom of the screen there.
Nice. I could probably put a banner up there, just scrolls at the bottom of it and edit it every time we have to chime Yates in. We just need to put that on a button, a loop on the button.
Just have it ready.
All right,
Needs a
TikTok,
sensor
we,
too.
we finally got it figured out, so at least you can see the screen now. All right. Let's turn this up a little so you can hear too. All right. So I went to my local HEB today. If you don't know what an HEB is, you are missing out. Come to Texas. It is like Costco without a membership and cheap hot dogs. But really great products. So I picked up this little guy. It's called a Bad Astronaut. Maybe. It's got a new green screen.
the
It's not
can's
supposed
green.
to do that. No, it is not.
Sneeze it.
Wait.
It's
It
It's
is.
translucent.
Yeah. There we go. It's kind of cool. It's got it's got an airplane.
I think
on
I'm tripping out, guys.
yeah.
What'd you put in this bourbon?
Nick has
it,
lost his designated driver status all of
I
a
know.
sudden. Uh-huh.
it shines though, so I mean, it does have green on it. I didn't even think about that whenever I got it. But it's called a Cloud Punch German style Pilsner. Just your casual fighter jet joyride, punching through the haze of the day to give the people some some light. Find this Pilsner soaring past your expectations. It's clear liquid sunshine, balanced with prominent noble hop character. It's a 5.2. So, but it is brewed and canned at Bad Astronaut Brewing right here in Houston, Texas. Oh,
And it's the first AI beer ever drank.
And it gave me a crossfade. I don't know how. It just did.
wow. That's
I do want to throw out my beer. I just reading the little can inspired by Sam here. Halo the dog is a registered trademark at Carroll College. Used by permission, go Saints. So shout out Carroll College. Nice.
Yeah, that's dope.
Wow.
Nice.
So while at HEB, they got the little cheese wheel bin of all the little cheese rejects, the little end of the bin stuff. AI cheese, whatever. It's
AI
not green.
cheese.
Why are you doing that?
Sam,
Anyway,
are you on the space station right now?
I am.
Beer, bourbon, and basketball from space.
So
First
anyway,
ever.
this is I figured I'd get some cheese to go along with everybody's whining tonight whenever my conferences kick yours to the curb. All right, Galaxy Boy, inspired by
Hey,
the
Galaxy Boy.
Bad Astronaut. Hello, Galaxy
Yeah.
Boy.
What's up, Galaxy Boy?
The space
We got a
Pegasus.
space team here. No kidding.
Yeah, we should. I mean, I am in Space City down here in Houston, drinking Bad Astronaut beer with Space Boy in the comment section or Galaxy Boy in the comment section. You know, Nick spacing out. I mean, we got this, man.
Dom's got a Pegasus in space of some kind, I think. Dom, was that yours?
Yeah, that's true. Space Pegasus.
Yeah,
Yep.
there we there. Oh, look, we didn't even coordinate that.
Nope.
Really funny is 2 of my 3 other beers are also space related. So
Nice.
Far out, man.
The space,
this-
Sam's shooting a green screen. It's really fitting, you know?
oh, right, yeah.
If you got the reference, congratulations. You know what I'm talking about.
German style pill. It's really smooth. I can definitely see
It'd
why.
be a lot cooler if you did.
Really nice. The can. I know you guys say it's tripping out, and yeah, it does have green on it, so that's why it does that. But it's still kind of cool. But if instead of seeing all of that, if you picture it green and shiny, it looks really cool. See, look on TikTok. TikTok knows. All right.
It does look cooler on TikTok. He's not lying.
Yo,
Can confirm.
those people don't know what they're doing over there.
I don't know how to do a green screen background on TikTok yet, so get me to 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I will learn everything to do a great live show on TikTok. 1,000
There
followers
you
first.
go, man.
All right, well, let's
That's still
jump
the
into
rule. I didn't know that.
what was that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was still the rule on TikTok. Is that 1,000?
Oh, I can go live on TikTok now. It's just. I think I got in on some kind of deal thing where I got to go live like 3 times a month or something, and I get to keep going live or something like that. So
Got it.
I don't know. It let me go live one day, and I haven't stopped since. So. All
The
right.
things
Wife
he will
like,
do for
"Sam,
those
turn
1,000
that off."
followers.
All right. Well, we did lose a legend today. I didn't have anything planned for it, but Casey, raise your glass. Everyone raise a glass. Nick, raise your coffee. to Lou Holtz, a gentleman, a scholar, one of the greatest football coaches of all time. Here's to you, Lou.
The man.
All right. That being said, let's talk some basketball. That's why we're all here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Pull the right note sheet up, goober. So I've been doing a lot of things to make this show more professional. The more I try to do to make it more professional, the less professional it gets.
That's the way it works, man.
You know what
Until
that means? Stop trying.
this time next year, ESPN's going to be calling saying, "Hey, you want to do our shows?" No,
We only
no.
have X amount of glitches.
I think we're more barstool
Yeah,
caliber.
For sure.
yeah, I'll take it. They still make money.
So
So
you can get us on your Sunbelt Syndicate, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, you might know that guy.
That's
Sound
really
great. I can get you there.
all right. Let's talk about some bubble teams right now. Obviously, first #1 overall seed looks like it's going to be Duke. Michigan maybe, but with the head-to-head, I don't think they can give it to anybody but Duke at this point, unless Duke just craps out in the ACC tournament. What do you guys think? Duke #1 consensus, or does Michigan have a chance?
I think of this. If Virginia had somehow upset Duke, which I said last week was not likely to happen, and it didn't even come close to happening, that's probably the only way you see Duke fall out, right? Because then they possibly lose in the tournament and everything else. But no, I don't see it happening. They'll be a number one overall.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks for Michigan. You pretty much in that driver's seat for number one, and Arizona for the longest time until they fell apart. But
He says with 2 losses.
there's 2 losses was enough to get them out.
Fell
So
apart.
yeah, I don't know. There we go. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things, man. You can be number one the entire year and then lose it the last 2 weeks of the season. Doesn't help that you lost it to head though. So I guess it makes it a little bit easier pill to swallow. Indiana looks like they're going to be the last team in, with Auburn the first team out. The last 4 byes going to SMU, TCU, UCLA, and Texas A&M, with the last 4 in going to Santa Clara, Ohio State, New Mexico, and Indiana. Not a whole lot of controversy there. Aside from the SEC schedule, do you leave Auburn out over a Santa Clara or a New Mexico? That might be the only closest to controversy that you can get by. What do you think, Yates? Going to you as the resident SEC guy. Does Auburn deserve?
If I'm being completely honest here, we're talking about Auburn. What have they truly done to stake a claim to take that last spot over a Santa Clara who's had a pretty good season? I know they've lost some close ones, but they also lost those close ones. You're 16-14 overall. You're not great. Why are we going to let somebody in if they're just barely 500? Barely 500 or over.
But I understand what you're saying. They did beat Florida. That looks like their signature win right now.
We all know the answer.
They
It just means more.
It does mean more.
They also beat St. John's, but then they got blown out by 30 to Michigan. Got blown out by Arizona. They didn't get blown out by Georgia. But Georgia put 104 on them though. Then they got blown out by Arkansas. So
yeah, after they blew us out, that was the thing.
Was that an away game?
Yeah, we played them on the road and they beat us by 20, and then we played them at Bud Walton and beat them by 15. So
95-73. They beat
Auburn has the worst road record in the top 40. Out.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I just don't see where their case can be strong enough to be in.
What about Indiana? What's their case look like to be in? Because they're the last one in right now.
Even worse.
Exactly. Lost to Louisville, lost to Kentucky, lost to Minnesota, Nebraska.
Auburn has 5 quad 1 wins. Indiana has 2. So I would say Auburn has the edge on that one.
Plus, we're looking at. Well, let me pull up Auburn real quick again. Auburn hasn't been great down the stretch, but Indiana's lost 4 of their last 5 games. You want to put a team into the tournament that's struggling at the end of the season? No, I don't.
Agree. And Auburn's 2-7 in their last 9 games. So both teams just yikes.
Yeah, out.
Whereas your Santa Clara, they're sitting at 24-7, and their only 3 conference losses are to the top 2 teams in the conference, who are both pretty dang good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you look at it, looks like all of their losses, save for Loyola Chicago, are teams that look like our tournament teams.
Now,
maybe not
also
State.
Andy Katz has all 3 teams in: Zaga, Clara, and St. Mary's. So there's a guy who's predicting that all 3 do get in, and he does not have Auburn in.
Oh no,
And let me see if he has Indiana.
Lenardi has all 3 of them in too, which brings me to a gloating point of Josh picking the Mountain West Conference over the West Coast Conference because he didn't think that.
Watch out for my Broncos, baby, when they make a Sweet 16.
All right. The next 4 out: USC, California, West Virginia, and Cincinnati. USC, of course, loses their highest scorer, their scoring leader. Crazy story there. Any of the next 4 out have any shot at wiggling their way in? Well, let me rephrase that. Who has the best shot of wiggling their way in with a conference championship game close loss in quadruple overtime?
Name the 4 again: USC,
California, West Virginia, and Cincinnati. I know I'm throwing curveballs at everybody tonight. No one's safe.
Yeah, we got to be prepared for this stuff, man. What are we doing?
I just thought of the question. What can I say?
For Seton Hall, they need
that's
something
blind.
big down the stretch. I'm going to stick up for my guys in the Big East, and I'm going to say that out of those 4, I think Seton Hall's got more going for them. They're net 52 right now.
Yeah, Seton Hall wasn't mentioned, but I like your.
Look where your head's at.
USC.
I got him in the. I got him in the first 4 out over. I got him in there with Auburn, Cal, and USC.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah, I like it. Let's see.
Anybody else want to add to that?
Trying to pull this stuff up.
You said conference championship overtime loss?
Yeah, quadruple overtime loss by a half a point.
I think with like USC having lost 5 in a row at this point, I think it's going to require. I don't think they've done enough unless they just. I guess you're right. They go on this massive run and win 7 games in a row or 6 games in a row before losing. So,
All right.
my
Yeah, I'll go with Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincy. Losing their
Yeah, I mean, they have a large victory over number 8 Kansas on the road, 84-68. They did then turn around and lose pretty badly to Texas Tech, but then they've crushed Oklahoma State and BYU to kind of get back in there. They've won more than any of these other 3 teams we're talking about down the stretch. So I think if you're looking at close factors between teams, I feel like they in the past have done this and should lean on this more. You want the hotter teams coming into the tournament. Now, there's still conference tournaments to take into consideration here, right? They get bounced out early. They're no longer hot. But if you're looking at just the regular season, just what we have seen, I'm leaning on a team that's playing better down the stretch.
When you look at it, conference affiliation is probably going to play a big role in that too, because if you're a Cincinnati and you're going up against a 1 seed, not the number 1 overall seed, but up against a 1 seed, or have 2 potential 1 seeds in your conference versus 3 and 4 seeds in your conference, and you win, that probably helps to boost your resume for sure.
True.
All right. Well, with the ACC tournament kicking off March 10th through the 14th, Duke's the number 1 seed there. There's projected to be 8 teams in the ACC. Josh, why don't you kind of give us a rundown what you think the ACC is going to look like during tournament time?
Got it. Well, a lot of stuff to shake out as far as seeding goes in the ACC tournament, but a big game tonight, Miami and SMU. That's a big one for jockeying for position. Saturday, Virginia Tech's one of those teams that's kind of hanging around in the discussion. They've got a game against Virginia on Saturday, so big one there. And then, as always, UNC and Duke. That's just sort of that's always a big game no matter where they're at. But for seeding wise and tournament time this year, Duke's an interesting one. Just who's going to beat them at this point, and maybe Carolina because it's a rivalry, and I think we all know how the first game ended, last second shot. The team that out of the 8 that Lenardi's got listed that just honestly keeps pissing me off is Louisville. They're driving me insane.
I don't get it.
I love their coach, Pat Kelsey. I think he's a great coach, but I don't think this team gets past the first round if they get into the tournament. I don't understand why they're ranked so high. They have the worst record on the road in the top 25, worst quad 1 record in top 15. I don't know why they're in, honestly. They're ranked so high in all the metrics. Ken Palm, Evan Mia, net ranking, they're all in the top 20, and I don't get it at all. So it runs through Duke. I think we all know that. And it'll be interesting to see if anybody can push them. Carolina's the one, and again, not because I'm a Carolina fan, but just that always is the game that shocks everybody, because how does Carolina beat them this year? And they did the first time, so it'll be interesting. But Evan Mia's Bayesian rankings, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's super nerdy, and he's just a brilliant statistician, but he's got 2 guys on 2 different teams in the top 10 players of the country, Duke and Michigan. And so to me, Duke's probably going to run the ACC. Michigan, if I had to pick a championship game, that's it this year. But Duke is the team. I hate to say it. It kills me, but.
All right. Over in the Big 12, happening March 10th through the 14th. Arizona's the 1 seed there. Big 12 only projected 8 teams as well. Nick, what's going on with the Big 12 in their tournament, and how do you see that one playing out?
Yeah, so some of the storylines there's many of them going on. They got the overshadowed but crucial. You got even Oklahoma State's overtime win keeps their bubble hopes alive. So a lot going on in this group. I'm not used to covering a conference with so many teams with a chance to make the tournament. But if just from altitude you look at it, and it's Houston and Arizona, they look like Final Four teams, obviously. But overall, the Big 12 race is nuts. Over the last week, you saw Texas Tech beat Iowa State 82-73, West Virginia 79. BYU 71, and that's one of the storylines. Like at the first of the season, BYU looked really, really good. Like, hey, they're going to be in the tournament, but now they're kind of on the fringe now after everything's said and done. And then you had Arizona almost doubling, getting Kansas by 20 spots, securing the regular season championship yesterday. And then Houston absolutely crushes Colorado 102-62. So they're looking like the Houston I thought they're going to be all year with Kelvin Sampson at the helm. And then Houston and Arizona are really playing like Final Four threats. Both of them picked up those statement wins this week. And really they look like those teams that are peaking. They may even be able to take 2 number ones in the tournament, depending on how their own conference tournament, because they definitely look like 1 seeds the way that they've been playing. If you take the season as a whole and even recency bias. But then you got Oklahoma State's that thrilling win over UCF, who UCF has been doing great lately, and they've found themselves on the fringe as well. But I think this week's headline will be which will determine a lot of things going into their tournament seeding. Right now, they don't have a seeding set yet, but Baylor and Houston and Texas Tech and BYU, those would be your headline for the Saturday slate with the major seeding consequences. So probably the 4 locks or the 3 locks are Arizona at number 3 overall, Houston number 7, and Iowa State. They're probably going to be your lock to be in the big dance, and then Texas Tech right below them, and Kansas. And Kansas, they had a couple good wins, but lately they've kind of fell off a little bit. So those are probably your top 5 out of the Big 12. And then we got the final week here. So you got BYU, TCU, UCF, Cincinnati, and Oklahoma State. They're going to be battling for some of those other spots. If it were me, I'm taking recency bias, and I kind of like TCU. They've been really charging forward as of late. But again, there's a lot of ball going on in the Big 12, and it's nuts. And I like that. I like my Big East, and I like that I got this assignment because I'm a big Houston guy. I'm going to be taking them in my bracket going far. So
nice. All right. Over in the Big Ten, their tournament kicks off March 10th through the 15th. Michigan, the number 1 seed. The Big Ten projected to get 10 teams in. No surprise there. They are a pretty deep conference. Dominic, I know I assigned this one to both you and Casey. So Casey, I read the wrong name first. Casey, what's going on in the Big Ten tournament, and how do you see that kind of playing out?
I mean, they do have they're kind of in the same boat as Big 12 and the SEC being top heavy. I mean, you got Michigan, who's a favorite to make it to the Final Four and possibly championship game. Michigan State actually has gotten hot in the last month and a half of the season. Nebraska's been playing solid all year. Illinois, they're just kind of hanging in there. I mean, ESPN has them at 5-5 against top 25 teams. Purdue is very streaky. They'll be hot and then they'll go cold. They're on a current 2-game losing streak, but their record against the top 25 looks good. The teams that really confuse me is Iowa sitting there at 20-9. They have a 1-6 record against the AP and USA polls, and even Indiana at 1-7 versus the top 25, and Ohio State. So it's kind of that cutoff right there. I think UCLA has a better record, but after UCLA, 10 teams is kind of being favorable just for the conference prestige. What do you think, Dom?
Yeah, they're tied with the SEC right now in a lot of people's looks with 10 teams in, as we discussed to start the show, really, Indiana being one of those bubble teams at the moment. They've got some talented players. One of the leading scorers in the country at number 15 right now is Lamar Wilkinson, who plays for Indiana. So it'd be a shame to see him not make the tournament. But they've got some really good defensive players, specifically over on the Michigan team with Mara back there as a block machine throughout most of the season. So, I agree with Casey. Top heavy, those are the teams. Maybe you include Wisconsin up there with that top heavy part. Maybe UCLA. Those 2 teams aren't ranked, but they're probably just outside. But from those teams up, these are the teams you're looking at your Sweet 16, your Elite 8, and certainly at least 1, if not 2, possibly in your Final Four prediction. That's how good Big Ten is at the top. So I think this is a year, once again, where it's very likely we have a participant in the Final Four, maybe even the national championship game from the Big Ten.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of the strongest years the Big Tens have had in basketball. Could be finally the year where they grab another basketball championship.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Purdue is down by 9 at halftime to Northwestern, just for a score alert.
That's what I said.
Ooh. Ooh.
You
All
can't,
right.
can't underestimate those Wildcats.
And no stranger to going last. Yates over in the SEC
Every time.
did that on purpose. You may
I'm never
think I was
getting over
in
this.
alphabetical order.
Even even the Yates thing, like always in school, I was the last in line. What is this?
March
Oh,
11th through the 15th, when that tournament kicks off, Florida, a 1 seed. And like Dom said, the SEC is projected to get 10 teams in.
Mhm.
Yates, how bad are your Hogs going to lose since they don't play a home game the rest of the year?
Shut up. We're gonna hope. We're gonna play the game of hope. That's what we're playing. But man, the SEC, it says they got 10 in. I think locked for sure is 5. When you're looking at Florida, who is just on a 10-game win streak and just beating the hell out of everybody, and they're really good right now. Both guard play and bigs. Florida, yeah, that's them. But right behind them, Alabama and Arkansas, they're kind of battling it out for that 2 spot right now. They're both got to have a 12-5 SEC record. Alabama does have the tiebreaker after that like double overtime win they had against us. So if Auburn somehow messes around and beats Alabama, and then Arkansas beats Missouri, then Arkansas takes that 2 seed, which is pretty big when you start talking about the teams that are getting close to the bottom there in the SEC, where you can get matched up with like an LSU let's see who else it would be, like an Oklahoma versus having to play a Texas or a Georgia, depending on where they land within that tournament. But like we said, I think there's 5 in with Florida, Alabama, Arkansas. I think Tennessee is a lock, and Vanderbilt is also going to be a lock to be in. They've just done enough this year for that. The ones that are going to be locks, but they're not officially yet, but it's about 98% sure, you're looking at like your Missouri and Kentucky. Both of them, if they get like a strong win in the SEC tournament, for sure, they're easy lock. And then the teams that still have to do a little bit more, but I think they have a really good chance. Texas, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M, and then Georgia, I think, is another one that is right there where it's they could, but they need to make a run in the SEC tournament realistically to put Georgia in. I just don't think they have the best strength of schedule overall, or strength of schedule, like top wins, I should say. But yeah, that's what it's looking like now. Hogs took care of business by beating up Texas today at Bud Walton. So that's beautiful. We'll see if we can win a road game to end out the season going to Missouri. Not likely, but hey, it's what we do.
Hogs projected a 5th seed in the San Diego region now.
Well, if you can just get us away from Duke. I'm tired of being in a bracket with Duke. We're in with Duke, and we always play them.
Always.
We always lose by 8.
Well, you're good for the first part anyway. You just have to get through. You just got to get through UConn.
That's scary. But here's the thing: when UConn won that year, we played them their closest game when we lost by 9. Remember when they were beating everybody by 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. They only beat us by 9 that year. So we were runner-ups.
I only
Yates,
seen Arkansas play.
you guys are 3-3 all time versus Duke in the tournament. So congrats on that.
One was a national championship.
Yes, it was.
That's the big one.
Beautiful.
I've only seen Arkansas play once in my entire lifetime, and that was in the NCAA tournament in Boise, Idaho, back in the 90s.
Love watching some Hogs.
Back whenever it was still the Pavilion. It'll always be the Pavilion.
Always the Pavilion.
Other conferences, I should say. First, the P4 looks to lock up. Looks like 36 of 68 bids. So you got what, 20, 32 other bids out there for the other conferences. So other multi-bid leagues, West Coast Conference has 3, projected to get 3. The Big East projected to get 3. And then Josh's horrible pick in the Mountain West Conference at 2.
Time will tell, my friend. Time will tell.
All right. Before we go to halftime, I'm going to crack open from 903 Brewers out of that one place. Yes, Sherman. Thank you. Sherman, Texas. Turned down for what? It gives me Dairy Queen Blizzard vibes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Peanut butter candy and ice cream inspired stout.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Our latest Imperial Stout is nostalgic. Treat that'll take your taste buds down memory lane. This peanut butter candy and vanilla ice cream soft serve inspired Imperial Stout is reminiscent of our favorite afternoon frozen dessert from years past. The flavors of peanut butter candy, milk chocolate, and vanilla ice cream are blended and swirled throughout a malty chocolate-based stout, transporting your mind to simpler times with these big flavors. And not only does it bring back your childhood memories, but it also puts you in a state to be able to dream of them at a 10% alcohol volume.
Ooh, love that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
Boozy Blizzard.
It pairs with steak fingers, poutine, and small town vibes.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, Sam.
I don't know that I like the smell of that.
Take care, man.
I don't like the taste of it.
Nope, we're not going to get sponsored by those guys.
Wait. Oh, it has more of a coffee back than a chocolate back. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
So is it better than orange juice and toothpaste?
Yes. It actually, I say coffee, but it's more dark chocolate. That bitter of a dark chocolate. That's kind of what it goes. You know, this would be a great. I don't know if you guys saw my personal TikToks and the hops with Pops. I bet I'd get Pop to make some funny faces with this. Pop, sorry if you're watching. We're doing this when I get home.
Pop's gonna pop off.
Second one didn't go down as good either. But I'm gonna get through it. There's never been a beer I didn't finish that I bought. So let's see. All right. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, we're going to get into the So before we do that, I just got a message from Pop. He is watching, and he said no in all caps, and exclamation point. I'm going to put it in my coffee one day and just not tell him. All right. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break. And when we come back, we are going to get into the conferences we drafted and take a look at what the point totals are looking like from what we picked for our regular season conference champions. A lot of champions. We see we got the Big East still, the WAC, and the Big West have conference champions that are undecided. So other than that, conference champions are decided. And we will get into those point totals after the break. So stick around and have some fun with us. don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of proud of how that video ends with all the conference tournament logos just bouncing on the screen and the March Madness shining through at the end.
Good job, my
Kinda hurt
friend.
the-
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of hurt. No one said anything about that yet. So
Oh, hey, that looks really dope. Great job.
You have some cheese. You have some cheese still, right? You can
yeah.
nibble on that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna chug this because I can't sip on it, and I'm not gonna let it go to waste. But why I
Three big
chug it
gulps.
while I chug it, clearly it's already has an effect. Pop did send a message before his emphatic no, and while I'm chugging this, you guys can discuss who amongst everybody is peaking at the right time.
Florida.
Florida.
Okay, someone other than the SEC. Ready, set, go.
Okay. Florida, if they were part of the Big Ten.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Hear him out. Hear him out. Oh, let's see. Michigan State?
No.
No.
Miami of
Miami.
Ohio.
It doesn't go any better when
Really?
it's chugged.
Are they peaking?
I was gonna say Miami of Florida, but I mean we can go with Miami of Ohio. That's fine.
Ultra peaking.
Toledo
30
isn't really-
man.
Yeah, the only thing peaking on them is the fact that they may be peaking at the tournament from their couch if they lose a game.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
How do you go undefeated, lose your last game of the regular or last game of the season, and not make the tournament? That's
That
gonna
would be just absolutely piss poor from the committee, and I don't think they
Yeah.
would do it.
totally.
I think right now they're going to be locked in. They just can't lose badly in the MAC tournament.
all right, Pop. Since you're watching and you made me chug that turn down for what, I'm gonna let you choose the next cheese that I'd crack into. Horseradish cheddar or drunken goat cheese. So shoot me a text.
You gotta
Horseradish
you gotta
cheddar,
chase it with some drunken goat cheese, man.
drunken goat cheese. You're not my father.
I know. I'm just here for the dumpster fire, man. I
Oh,
want to see that. I want to see that turn up for what come back up.
you do not. I don't want to take it.
Dom, I do hope the fact that Keith Gill is the committee chair, that there might be this much pull for a mid-major to not have to go through what Miami of Ohio may have to go through.
Oh yeah, I would hope he would fight like hell for that because
Yeah.
I mean the Sun Belt directly matches up with the MAC twice a year now. So
Yeah.
battling for them is indirectly battling a little bit for a Sun Belt, right? Because like next year it could be the opposite. But you know, you put that in people's minds now. But yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't think it should even be a debate. They could lose their first game in the conference tournament to me, and I'm like, yeah, that's still one of the best teams in college basketball throughout the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I know
Somewhere
people-
I have a sneaky feeling that if they do, they're gonna get screwed. Like
Yeah.
there's something in me that says that they're gonna go, well, look at their conference. Yeah, it's 30, 30-1 or whatever it is, but there's gonna be some turning of the noses, and I don't know. I have a strange feeling that they wouldn't do
And
it.
ipso
But-
facto, they let Auburn in,
Auburn, yes. Yes, you and I are on the same page
just
tonight.
leaving us
Yeah.
going, are you shitting me, Clark?
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me.
yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
My bad for the language.
It was just a movie quote. It was just a movie.
Yeah. right?
Yeah.
Those are different. Those are different.
All right. So current standings right now, Nick, Josh, and Jonathan Yates all have 2 points. Nick still has UConn and Cal Baptist in the Big East and the WAC. Those regular season champs get sorted. Josh picked San Diego State to win the Mountain West Conference, and that's not going to happen. It's going down to New Mexico or Utah State, and then he picked UT Martin, and that's not going to happen. Sorry about your luck. I picked Gonzaga, Wright State, and Merrimack. They all three won their conference. The only downer was Austin Peay, who lost it literally the last week of the season to Central Arkansas, who I was actually high on but did not pick them.
Go Bears.
Yeah. Dominic, the only one, and he even had a extra conference to pick from. He's the only one that picked all 5 of his conferences: St. Louis, UNCW, Troy, ETSU, and UMBC. All won their regular season titles. Casey, next best with 4. He picked Miami, Ohio, Liberty, Navy, and Howard with his only club in the Big South with Winthrop. High Point ended up taking that one. And then Yates, he's got 2 with Yale and Bethune-Cookman, but Hawaii is still up in the air in the Big West and lost the American and the MVC when he picked Tulsa and Belmont. So, with that being said, Yates.
Wait, how did I lose Belmont if they won it?
Did they win it? Did I hit the wrong one? I might have looked at the wrong one.
Belmont is firmly in first place by 3 games.
I might have looked at the wrong conference and that's not Belmont. Hold on. You might have 3. Let me pull that one up. I might have looked at the wrong.
He said he picked wrong when he chose Belmont.
We'll fix it.
It's just a test to see if you were paying attention, Yates. That's all it was.
Yes.
It was just a test.
Man,
And you definitely are.
Yeah.
Why did
Good
I-
on you, Yates. You're paying full attention.
Yeah, I'm here.
You know what happened is I looked at the Mid-East while I was looking at Missouri Valley and did not see Belmont in the front. So
Yeah,
that's on me.
yeah. That MEAC conference is, you get
There
it.
you go. So you got 3. So
Yeah.
current scores are Nick and Josh at 2, Yates and I at 3, Casey at 4, and Dominic at 5, with Nick and Yates both with games still to play. There we go.
We're in
All
it.
right. So, Yates, we are going to break the mold of your
Going
always
last.
coming in last. Yeah. So why don't you tell us your number 1 pick in the draft, the American Athletic? What's going on over there? What's their tournament looking like, and who do you think's going to? You got to tell me who's going to win the tournament, because that's your next. Who you think's going to win? That's your next point total.
No doubt, we can do that. Well, South Florida right now, they're ahead of everybody. They've wrapped up basically the regular season title there. They're up by a game and a half right now, but Wichita State is a rising competitor right now. Well, I had it written down. Let me look back at it again. They have won looks 7 out of their last 8. Their only loss was to South Florida by 8 points. So they're going to wrap up their season on the 7th. So that is Saturday when they play Florida Atlantic. But right now they could potentially be the number 3 team as well, with Tulsa having 2 more games with East Carolina and Temple, and they're both kind of really bad right now. So it's very possible that Tulsa makes a jump there. But those are your 3 teams that I think have your best opportunity. UAB's a sneaky outside chance. But with the way things are running right now in this conference tournament, I think Wichita State actually has a really good chance of running the gauntlet, so to speak, here. And that is just based on if they get the 2 seed, let me say that, the number of games they'd have to play, but being able to get matched up potentially with the 10th place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Temple Owls, who I just said is not very good. Right. But if they make a little bit of a run, in the conference tournament there, they could get up to that, what appears to be a 3-round bye, by the way. So they let 10 teams in this thing, 8 and 9 play and 7 and 10 play. 5 and 6 have a 1-day bye. 3 and 4 have a 2-day bye. 1 and 2 get a 3-day bye. That's pretty wild. That's a wild tournament setup. But I kind of like it, and I know Dom loves it because it rewards you for being good.
Yep.
So right now, South Florida's just wrapped up the 1 spot. I think Wichita State grabs that 2 spot. And I think, quote me on that one, I think Wichita State actually wins this American Athletic Conference tournament. Go Shocks.
Wow.
It's my wife's old alma mater. I have to pull for them.
Nice.
Wichita State.
Gotta love the
My
Shockers.
my handwriting looks like I just drank a 10% beer. Let's see. All right, let's go. But first, I do want to give the quick rundown of the points. I meant to do that before, and I decided to chug a beer instead. So, for each correct guess, you'll earn a point. For each NCAA tournament win, you'll earn additional points. I don't know what I'm going to do for the winner yet. There is going to be something. I'll probably announce it next week. But there's going to be something for y'all, and it's not going to be a piece of paper that says you won. And it's not going to be cash because no one needs cash in the times like these.
In this economy?
But as you know, you guys each got a point for regular season conference champion. You're going to get a point if you correctly pick your conference tournament champion. You get a point if you get in as an at-large bid. You get a point if you win the play-in game. So that kind of helps even out the points for the supplemental teams because most likely they are 16 seeds. You get 2 points if you win a first-round game, 2 points if you win the second-round game, 3 points the Sweet 16, 4 points the Elite 8, 5 points, which this is probably only going to me with Gonzaga. The Final Four. I don't know. Nick with his Big East UConn might get there too.
Bethune-Cookman is just sitting there, dude.
4 points for, 5 points for the Final Four, 6 points if you win the national championship, and if your team is a 13 through a 16 seed and they pull the upset, you get double the points.
Nice. So, hey, here's your piece of paper championship.
There you go. That is
you're good.
You are good. I love it.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm getting a plaque.
Straight out of Boone, North Carolina.
I think I just decided that the winner's getting some kind of plaque that is going to say "You are good," spelled just like that.
Yes.
All right.
I want a trailer park in the background.
Please.
Don't forget the dumpster fire.
Right? Dumpster fire.
Speaking of dumpster fires,
Why are we talking about my life?
Let's talk about the SEC. Just kidding. All right. Well, let's just work this reverse order since we've always done top down. Let's go reverse order and go Casey, the MAC. How important is it for Miami, Ohio, to win it all?
Well, based on projection of them being an 11 seed right now, I'm going to say it's pretty important. ESPN's bracketology currently shows them being an 11 seed playing number 6 seed Kentucky. Yeah, not real favorable. But I would say it's very important. It's going to definitely come down to Miami, Akron, or Kent State as far as winning the MAC championship. So Miami just got to dig deep and get through it.
Yeah,
but it's going to be very important.
I know you've got a lot of teams took Miami to overtime or to the final seconds. Who's got the best chance to upset them?
In the conference championship?
Yeah, and if or in the conference tournament as a whole, and if they get upset, does the MAC still only get one?
I don't know. He's asking big questions.
I know.
I mean, Buffalo played them pretty strong. Like that would definitely be an upset. Like they definitely played them pretty strong both games. I kind of want to say like they didn't really. Kent State was a close game when they played. Akron, you know. I mean, I could see kind of like Buffalo if they play in the conference tournament, like being kind of out of nowhere and like doing the upset because you're not like they're a lower seed. But I kind of want to go with my gut here and just say Akron's probably going to be the biggest challenge there.
All right. So I know everybody is anxiously waiting what Pop picked. And he said the drunken goat because I'm the greatest of all time to him.
Oh,
Nice.
You kind of won that by a product of elimination, though, didn't you?
You know.
So sorry, my humor is very dark.
wow.
I still
Ladies
have
and
another.
gentlemen, Casey.
Casey's in a dark place tonight with the Lou Holtz thing, so just
This
full
is a really
disclosure.
dark place, and his views are his and his alone in this dark. We're here to support Casey. We are not going to ridicule him.
I still have another brother. Okay.
Guys,
yeah,
I'm just reading.
I never
better
thought we'd
than
have
him
to get
too,
to a
so.
death disclaimer, but here we are.
There it is. New levels. New
Here
levels. New levels.
we
You know what I'm
are.
saying?
If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show.
That's going to be my board, my Woody Page board over my shoulder is all of our different disclaimers that we have. It's called the Yates board.
Just read the
You
just
could
pen
get
over
like
and tell
a,
people to read the
a
fine
little
print.
board right here where I can just stick that up. I think that's a great idea. Get it with some Velcro.
Right.
All right.
This,
So the challenge for next week is to find a new one. Got it.
This drunken goat cheese is pretty good. Mitica, M-I-T-I.
There you go. I made you a sign, Casey.
You are.
I think that calls for. I'm going to save the blue planet for last. I think. You're 5%. You're a 6 point. Yeah, let's go 6.2.
I'd also like to take the motion of the last place guy needs a "You Are Bad" plaque.
Okay. All right. I think that's what it's going to be. We're going to go. You are good and you are bad. Exactly how Dom spelled it.
No.
There'll be a trailer. There'll be a trailer park background on the "You Are Good" and a dumpster fire on the "You Are Bad."
Yes.
We've done it.
There we go. There's our awards. Now I got to find a trophy shop to make it. The next beer I'm going to crack open. Bringing back the badass. Yes, there's green in this one too, camera. So you're gonna have to look at TikTok if you want to see what's blacked out. But it's a Phase Fighter. Bad Astronaut Phase Fighter is India Pale Ale. Pew 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 pew. Tut 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 tut. That. Yes, that's what it
Ladies
says.
and gentlemen, Sam Gillette just had a stroke on air.
And there was one.
Ignore
Casey,
the
away from the top rope.
Wow.
That's exactly what it says. There you go. I'm not
Casey,
lying.
if you need to talk after this show, you just call me.
show
Get on
TikTok
a
over
Zoom
there.
call and
Show me on this dog who touched you.
Here you go, TikTok. Anyway, ignore the threat of being vaporized into a flash of light and a puff of smoke and enjoy the pretty lights and fun sounds. This IPA beams with bright citrus and bitter balance. 6.2. I'm so glad I drank the 10% one first and then did that because it made it so much better.
Does it
But
say
it really says, pew, 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 tut, 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 buzzat.
Don't drink that. There's going to be some LSD in there. You're going to see a dragon.
100%. That thing is laced.
There you go, Dom. You can see it. You can the shagadelic nature of the artwork.
Nice.
So-
I like that.
Yates, we need two disclaimers right now. So you just pick
I don't
them.
think I have enough disclaimers ready.
Just pick it out of a hat. Today,
Dear Internet, don't block us.
Oh,
I need to change the title of this episode from conference tournament to disclaimer tournament. Which disclaimer is going to make it to the end?
Which one of our Elite 8 disclaimers is going to the finals?
disclaimer bracket. There you go. That's a beautiful thing.
Maybe we'll do that Final Four. That's not bad. Bad Astronaut Phase Fighter, India Pale Ale. If you like India Pale Ales, that's not a bad one. This is the Bad Astronaut out of Houston, Texas. If you're interested, it's at 1519 Fulton Street, Houston, Texas, 77009.
By the end of this show, Sam's camera's going to start moving. He's going to be freaking out, thinking it's something different.
All right.
Oh man.
I do want to throw one thing out back to basketball about Miami of Ohio, if we're interested.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No, we're not.
365 Division One teams. They have the 360th weakest non-conference schedule.
I think there's 360.
368.
There may be 365 that are eligible.
3 teams off. Anyway, they're really bad conference non-con schedule.
Not real good. I got it.
But
Yeah.
still, even if that was the case, how many other teams with similar schedules are going undefeated?
Completely.
Right.
That's what I was going to say. Like
Yeah.
they did exactly what they were supposed to do in those games.
They
That's
can't
why I
help.
hated the fact that Bruce Pearl came out and said what he said on national television to everybody else about them not being deserving if they didn't go undefeated the entirety of the West. That's whack, dude.
Because he wants Auburn, and that's why.
Well, yeah.
Correct.
True.
He's a little biased on this one.
Hey, and
Well-
Auburn that lost to these guys, just a year ago.
Yeah, but not when his son was coaching.
I am still waiting
True.
for the Michigan App State 1 versus 16.
Oh, we're big App State fans when that goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch party at
Let's
Dom's
do it
house.
again, baby.
Let's do it.
All right. Moving along. Let's go. Speaking of App State, let's talk about the A10, Dom.
I was gonna say, wait, you could have catch me off guard because I got the A10 up and ready. Yeah. The A10, St. Louis has locked it up, all but officially locked it up, I guess I should say. They are playing games as we
Hold on.
speak. Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Casey, who did you pick for the MAC championship?
I'm still going to stick with Miami.
Okay.
Rod Deck.
All right.
Rod Deck
Sorry,
fire
Mom.
the dumpster until the wheels fall off.
Now go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
All
for
good.
my
I think
alcoholism.
I
Blame
think
the beer.
just officially within the last several minutes, St. Louis has now officially locked up the top seed in the tournament for the A10. That tournament starts on March 11th, so we're still 6 or 7 days away, I guess, depending on how what time the tournament starts. But again, they are ranked number 25 in the nation right now. Beat Loyola Chicago 79-65 tonight. I think all other games have now gone final. Yes, but I think the only challengers remain VCU and Dayton to really take the conference title. Maybe you could look at an outside shot at St. Joe's, but I don't think anybody else has a chance to actually win enough games to get to the championship game and beat out some of these teams. But it's really between St. Louis and VCU for me. And that was kind of the regular season was up in the air here recently. I think it's still one of those two teams that comes out of here. If I have to pick one right now, I'm going to stick with St. Louis. I mean, I think they can get it done and keep with the seed and take this thing into the NCAA tournament. I don't know. Maybe there's an outside shot that if VCU beats them, they could get to win, but let's see what their overall record was. It's 27-3. Yeah, outside maybe.
VCU's on the bubble too, so it's almost a must. They need to make a deep run if the A10 is going to get to it.
I agree with that. Yes. And that's really all I have.
Who you
St. Louis. I'll take St. Louis. I'll stick with those guys. The Billikens.
Yeah. Right. Tanner Uncut. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the show. Give us your hot takes. Tell us what you're drinking. All right.
Not LSD.
Not like good old Sam.
LSD.
Oh my God, is that a dragon behind him?
Where? I was I am tech savvy, but Tanner's drinking vodka. I like it. I drink vodka like it's water.
Nice.
That doesn't fit with the title of our show.
My
I need
first,
vodka. Come on.
my first official legal drink was a Pink Floyd, and it was not vodka, but it was Everclear and Hot Damn. So that was fun. Anyway, drunken goat cheese.
All right.
I think it's just goat trees and you're drunk. I think that's how that one goes now.
That's what he's saying.
Drunken goat cheese.
Yeah.
See? Drunk and goat cheese. And that's what he's saying.
I like that. Yeah, that's what's going on here, Sam.
Tanner is also watching Iowa Hawkeye girls basketball vid from 2023 to 2024. Speaking of girls basketball,
that's a true sicko right there. Old school college basketball highlights from women's season in 23-24. Nice.
That's hardcore.
Highlight reel.
Yep.
Speaking of girls basketball, Boise State not doing great against UNLV, down 32-12.
Yep,
that's not real good.
They're just not making them. They're everywhere else but in the net.
Kind of like San Diego State last night against Boise State, who also couldn't rebound.
Man.
Oh, man.
And 23-24, amazing team.
It was.
Tanner, thanks for joining the show. All right. My first pick in the draft was the West Coast Conference. Their tournament starts tomorrow through the 10th. It's the last tournament with Gonzaga, Gonzaga, Oregon State, and Washington State. Of course, all of them moving to the Pac-12 next year. Tournament takes place in Las Vegas with the first and second rounds March 5th and 6th, with the lower seed matchups to determine the quarterfinals, third round and quarterfinals March 7th and the 8th, semifinals March 9th, and your championship game March 10th. Right now, tomorrow, the winner go home opener is number 9 seed Pepperdine versus 12 seed 9 Portland versus 12 Pepperdine, and then Thursday, the 10 seed LMU versus the 11 seed San Diego for that one. Santa Clara and Oregon State enter the mix as a 3 and 4 seed on the 7th, with Gonzaga and St. Mary's earning the double bye on March 9th for the semifinals. The championship game, obviously, March 10th at 6 o'clock Pacific time on ESPN. So, and of course, I'm up in the air on this one. I really want to pick St. Mary's, but I've got to go the Zags just so that I can sympathize with Josh when they let me down. But I do think that the West Coast Conference is going to get 3 teams in, unless Santa Clara just craps the bed early and gets blown out. So
that BSU victory over St. Mary's just feels so much better with them, how they've turned out this year.
Yes. Speaking of Boise State, Josh, what do you got going on with the Mountain West?
Oh, the good old Mountain West. What was I thinking?
I'm glad you did it, not me.
Yeah, well, here we go. So much seeding still to be figured out here over the next couple days. Colorado State and New Mexico play tonight. UNLV at San Diego State on Friday. UNLV is one of these anomaly teams I cannot figure out. They are just freakishly athletic, but then they crap the bed, and then the next 3 nights later, they beat Utah State. So I don't understand it. Utah State was my hope, and they are hitting the low at the absolute worst time. 1-3 in their last 4. San Diego State's 1-4 in their last 5, and Grand Canyon 4-4 in their last 8. All that to say, Boise State and Colorado State are the hottest teams in the Mountain West right now, which is really weird. The tournament's going to be very interesting. A lot of the Mountain West talk is jockeying for position and who's going to have sort of the straightest path to the championship, and who knows what that's going to look like. But it's an interesting time in the Mountain West for sure. All that said, I think I still got to go with Utah State. I feel like they're going to figure it out. They'll get some things in the right place, and I think the Mountain West might be fighting for one bid. So whoever the champion is, that could be it for them. We might be looking lucky to get 2 in. New Mexico might be our hope for a second bid. And if a BSU or a Colorado State can stay hot, run the tournament, then maybe we do get 2 in if Utah State can hang on. So we'll see. I'm going to go with Utah State, though. I hate to say it. Sorry, Nick.
If you want a more in-depth for any Boise State fans watching, Nick and I will release our Bronco Nation Live overtime Friday morning, and we are going to deep dive into the Mountain West Conference and what it's going to take for Boise State to get the best seed possible. As of right now, unless Utah State loses to New Mexico and loses their number 1 overall seed, I think the best path for Boise State is a 6 seed. So, because then that every top team that swept Boise State this year is on the other side of the bracket. So, with that being said, speaking of Nick, let's go back to Yates. I'm just kidding. Nick, what's going on in the Big Ten, or the Big East?
Yeah, 6 might not be a bad place to be for Boise, but we'll see. We'll see how everything shakes out. There's some big games tonight and still coming. So over there in the Big East, last week this time I was remoting live from a Boise State women's game.
Yeah, you're not doing that again.
And sorry guys, but
I'm sorry you had to watch that.
I hit the wrong button. I was giving you guys a break.
Literally.
Literally. Anyway, as I was remoting, I had just talked about how UConn took a dump the game before, and then lo and behold, that night, UConn took out that aggression on the Red Storm and gave them a belt to ass game. So things have kind of shifted on where the momentum was going. So Big East title may come down to the final day. St. John still leads, but UConn isn't letting go. You got St. John's is holding on to that top spot, but UConn, they've got a more favorable schedule of what is left of the season. You have, like I said, UConn took it to St. John's, like really took him to him, like they only allowed 40 points or something like that, something unheard of.
It was bad.
Yeah. So looking forward, so there's basically two games that are going to really are going to decide this the regular season championship. And on Friday, Seton Hall, which has been surging, they're right there at the edge of the bubble. They are playing the Red Storm on Friday at a neutral site. So it's kind of an upward climb. Yeah, they have a grip on the conference, but then UConn has Marquette, which is down towards the end of the spectrum, and but it is at Marquette. But UConn has a really good road record. They're 9-1, and they're riding a 3-game streak since that unlikely loss a few weeks ago. So right now you've got in the net rankings, you have St. John's, which is in first place, and they can clinch with one more win or a UConn loss. UConn is above them in the net at 8. And then so the locks are for the tournament, and the way that I see it is UConn, St. John's, likely is Villanova sitting in the third spot. They're 3 games back. They have no chance at winning the regular season, but they have a 33 net ranking. And then, like I said, on the bubble is Seton Hall with a 52 net. I think there's a good chance that Seton Hall wins St. John's, and that may be enough to get them to steal a spot from one of those other bubble teams that we've been talking about. Haven't seen anything like on the odds on like the final seedings, but that's where we're at right now. I think, if I was a betting man, I think UConn wins, and I think St. John's loses. And UConn squeaks out the regular season conference, and then I think for the conference championship, I think the UConn's going to be peaking at the right time, and I think they're going to take that and get it, and possibly be up for a number 1 seed in the tournament. But this final stretch down here after that loss, that debacle, might be what it takes to get them that number 1 seed if they're going by recency bias from the last few years with UConn. Other than that, I think you're going to see probably 2 Big Tens and an SEC, and then a Big 12 with those top seeds, or maybe even two Big 12s and 1 Big 10.
Yeah, right now, UConn and Marquette. UConn 84.1% chance to win on ESPN. Surprising enough, Marquette, if they can get a bunch of steals, they might have a chance on this one. They lead the steals 9.3 per game to 7 per game for UConn. But it's Marquette's defense that lets them down all year. But speaking of number 1 seeds, Nick, why don't you tell us about the Summit?
Summit. All right. Yeah, we with the Summit League, I've got my first regular season champion, North Dakota State Bison. Already punched that ticket in that strap. They win the league with a 14-2 record. Tournament starts right away here pretty soon. Says it opens the bracket today with Oral Roberts taking on. Actually, it's the decision for who NDSU takes on was decided today. Oral Roberts versus Kansas City. I haven't got that score. Let me take a quick glimpse here.
You guys, this India Pale.
So Kansas City took on Kansas City. Oral Roberts won Kansas City, so they will face North Dakota State in their brackets. Of course, their tournament favorite is North Dakota State. And it's going to kick off here like probably tomorrow. But this Summit League has been pretty much North Dakota State. There was up until recently, you had North Dakota up there with them, as we've been talking about in previous weeks. But yeah, I think in their conference championship, I'm going to keep riding with the Bison. I think they'll take that, and I'm just looking for some bonus points here.
All right. Speaking of bonus points, Josh, Southland.
Good old Southland Conference. Well, the Lumberjacks wrapped it up this week. SFA, they earned the number 1 seed in their tournament. So they and McNeese got the auto buys, and in this conference tournament, number 1 and 2 get an automatic bye into the semifinal match. So they are in their own conference Final Four by way of 1 and 2 seeds. A potentially tricky matchup for McNeese. They do play UTRGV, Rio Grande Valley out of Texas. They beat them earlier this season by 3. However, most likely this one's going to come down to McNeese and SFA, and they did split the season series, a 2-point game and a 7-point game. And I have read some fan chatter between those two teams, and that one seems like a pretty heated rivalry, at least in the last few years. So for the locals of those areas, that's a fun one if that's what it turns out to be. But I think the Lumberjacks bring this one in and get into the big tournament again.
Lumberjacks. Nick, who did you say was winning the Summit?
The Bison.
Good deal. All right. Moving on to, that's me, the A-Sun. I am going to go Horizon instead because that's the notes I have pulled up. I'll come back to the A-Sun. I'm going to jump ahead to my third overall pick, the Horizon League, just because I have that up on my notes. And you guys, 10% ABV really kicks. I'm not going to lie.
Especially with the 5.2 acid that they put in it too. So
right. Well, this one's you follow it up with a 6.2, and yeah, the Phase Fighter. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm not going to drink it while I'm there. Anyway, the Horizon League kicked off Monday with the play-in game. Cleveland State beat IU Indy 101-93 to advance. Green Bay, great turnaround story. Where'd it go?
It's all because
There
their
it is.
coach hitting the table.
Doug Gottlieb, even with being thrown out for a game, really turned Green Bay around. They were 4-28 last year. They finished 18-14 this year, earned a 5th seed into the tournament, and they earned their first tournament win since 2020, beating Purdue Fort Wayne on yesterday, I think. I got to look for it. Anyway, I got to look up the date, but there it is on the 3rd. Yeah, so yesterday they won 64-56, and then Wright State beat Cleveland State 90-61. Robert Morris beat Youngstown State 68-53, and then Detroit Mercy beat the preseason conference favorites 84-63, taking down Milwaukee. And then Northern Kentucky, rounding out first round action, beat Oakland 85-84, a 7 seed, upsetting the 4 seed. I thought Oakland was going to do better than that. Setting up second round with Green Bay versus Northern Kentucky. And then the semifinals is going to be I'm missing the second round. Wright State and Robert Morris, they got the double bye, and then the championship will be on March 10th. So it is a single elimination, as all tournaments are. But yeah, let's go back to this one. Nope, I'm done. That was it. All right. Let's not get the turn down for what ever again. I'll save that for the end of the show next time I want to do that. Let's go down to the Coastal Athletic or the Colonial, depending on what side of history you're on.
Where's Yates' disclaimer for that one? Can't say Colonial. How dare you?
You can't do that. Don't touch my
No.
statue.
I've got to give a.
You got to make your pick.
Yes. I went Wright State from the start. I've got to stay Wright State. Robert Morris is right there, but I'm going to stick with Wright State for that one.
Nice. You may be right with that pick. Oh, all right. The Coastal Athletic Association, the CAA. The regular season is wrapped up. This tournament starts Friday, March 6th. So we're about to get heavy into the CAA action. UNCW did claim the top spot, even though they lost to Charleston in one of their last games there. That was a 3-point loss. They had previously beaten them by 12. That was on the road. They actually lost at home. So this one's going to get interesting. I do believe, just like my last conference, this is the same way. It's going to play out the same way. I think this is between UNCW or Charleston. I think anything else is a rather big upset. This is a one-bid league, so whoever wins the conference will come out of this. I expect it to be UNCW or Charleston. I just don't see enough from the other teams, Hofstra, Monmouth, Drexel, William and Mary. I'm not seeing enough consistency to think that they're going to be there and have to win enough games because the top 4 teams in this conference get a bye in the first technically 2 rounds. The first round is really just 1 game, so it's kind of a laugher of a first round there. I'm going to stick with the Seahawks of UNCW. I think they won by 12 before. They lost a close battle. I think they're going to get retribution during the conference tournament time. I'm going to stick with UNCW winning the regular season and conference tournament.
Nice. I have to make a correction because I just read that they awarded Austin P and Central Arkansas co-champions, regular season champions. So I have 4 points instead of 3.
Boo.
That's cheating.
And I joined Dom as the only 100%.
There you go.
All right. Let's go Casey with the Big South.
I would just like to say, whatever he's not seeing dragons, he's delirious and reading false information. Anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not condone San Gillette's drug use or alcohol binge drinking on bourbon, beer, and basketball.
Hey, pew, 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 pew.
Wait, does that one make the top 8 too?
Get on the board.
all right, on to the Big
If you're just
South,
joining in.
where the High Point Panthers took the regular season there. And then they will face the winner of the USC Upstate and the Gardner-Webb winner into the tournament there. They're the only one that gets, I don't want to say it's really not a bye. It's just they get the winner of the playing game. But I am still going to ride with High Point. They got really hot there with an 11-game streak at the end of the year. Winthrop kind of lost it there. They just seemed to go flat at the end of the year with their record. I still think they might have the better overall team with their fact that they played a better out of conference schedule, but High Point's rolling. So I'm just going to go with High Point there.
I'm going to laugh when Winthrop wins it. And you got them backwards.
Yep. That's a very good possibility. Winthrop historically has been pretty good.
All right, Yates. Let's roll with the MVC.
The old
And why-
Missouri Valley. All right. So if you're not familiar with the Missouri Valley, you need to get familiar with it. All right. Because one, it is the 4th oldest conference that's out there. And some of the school names that have run through the Missouri Valley include Oklahoma State, include Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri. They've got a rich history. Okay. Now, Creighton used to be their top dog. They used to run the table in the Missouri Valley, made them look really good in the NCAA tournament. And then when they left, they handed that torch over to Belmont. And Belmont right now is really whooping up on everybody. They got a 3-game lead in the conference. They've wrapped up the number 1 spot going into the conference tournament. In fact, that conference tournament starts tomorrow. Okay. And outside of that, man, this Missouri Valley, I think, can honestly get 2 teams in the tournament. As weird as that sounds, but if somebody like a Murray State or a Bradley can somehow upset Belmont in the championship game, I think Belmont has done enough on their resume to warrant getting an at-large bid, getting that far. And then you get your automatic bid with your other conference winner. Now, if Belmont runs the table and wins the conference tournament, they're easily just 1 bid in this league. But like I said, if they lose it in that game, then they have a very strong two-team kind of case there. And even if they get to the semifinals, I still like Belmont being able to still in at-large as long as it's a close game. But I think getting the championship game is where they kind of need to be. I also don't see anybody else beating them, so let's put Belmont. Give me that pick.
This is a conference, the Mountain West and West Coast Conference are praying Belmont wins their championship.
Oh, 100%.
How many do you think the American can get in?
The American? That's a good question. I think you're probably looking at 1, maybe 2. I think 2 is probably going to be where we're going to be set, unless a weird sneaky team comes in and does some sort of winning to get 3. But I just see it being 2, maybe 1, maybe even 1.
You know, you during the draft, that was a snake pick. So you went American and American and NBC kind of back to back. And with both of them being that you might get 2 in on both of them, that might I need to rethink you getting your supplemental pick. I have to transfer the swag to me.
Hey man, chill out. I need that Bethune-Cookman pick.
All right. Why don't you tell us
Hello.
about the Big West, Yates?
I don't want to. So the Big West, that conference that's just out there, California, and then a little bit of Hawaii, and then like Hawaii's pissed off they're not in California or something, and right now they're winning this thing. It's Hawaii and UC Irvine are neck and neck as it stands. Both sit at 13-5 atop the conference. But Hawaii kind of controls the destiny in there in that they have the head-to-head matchup over UC Irvine. So if they can continue to do and take care of business, they'll wrap up the number 1 seed out that way. This conference, yeah, you're getting one team in, and it's whoever wins the conference championship. And my pick on that is going to still be Hawaii. I like the way they're playing ball right now.
All right. All right, Casey, Conference USA.
Well, Liberty Flames there got a 3-game lead, so they're going to end up locking that up. However, Sam Houston has been on a bit of a hot streak here at the end of the season. And if they make a run and they potentially win it, there's going to be some decisions to be made if you even want to debate having 2 in. But I still think it's going to be a 1 team. The conference just isn't really strong enough to make that debate. But Sam Houston and Liberty do play to finish out the regular season to give a preview going into the conference championship tournament. I'm actually going to switch up here, and I'm going to go with Sam Houston State just because they seem to be the hotter team right now. Liberty had a pretty successful year, like overall, but looking at how they're finishing the season, it's not looking promising. It kind of looks like the wheels are starting to show a little bit of wear and tear on there with that loss to Western Kentucky and Kennesaw State.
All right. Dominic, I know this is a men's tournament deal, but what in the world happened in the Sun Belt with the ladies today? Good Lord.
Yeah, there was some of the most exciting women's basketball action you've ever seen. As a game that probably had more people on the court than in the stands turned into a fist fight on the floor and a slight bump that one girl took exception to. There was an exchange of words, and then there was a haymaker tried to be tossed. And unfortunately, none of the players even went down. One of the referees did. So it was a pretty ugly scene. If you want to see that, you can go to Sunbelt Syndicate on all of our social channels because we tried to clip a little shot of that from a phone video. So the audio quality is atrocious because, you can't really share stuff that has copyrighted material on it, but we've done our best to show you as much as we could from that little scuffle and fight. There were 7 people ejected from the incident. Obviously, both the girls that were throwing punches at each other, but there was also a number, 5 girls off the bench for South Alabama had come on to enter the fracas, and some of them did get physically involved. And so there has been 1-game suspensions handed out to 4 of the 7, I believe. South Alabama did get the victory, so they will move on and play shorthanded tomorrow in the Sun Belt tournament. So, yeah, very, very interesting. But, that's on the women's side. And I am not an expert on the women's basketball, but that one definitely grabbed everybody's attention today, and it's probably been the most talked about Sun Belt basketball moment of the entire season at this point. Good thing that they have so many great teams to overcome that. Troy ended up claiming the top spot in this conference for the men, going 12-6 and avoiding a 7-way tie. But we still had a 6-way tie for second place. So some of these teams have to play very little in order to advance to the championship game. And then other teams have to play at least 4 games back from that 6th and 5th position, 7th position, actually, because Arkansas State was one of those teams that was tied. at second. Technically, it ended up all the way down at 7. That's why every victory matters immensely, not only in this conference, but in general, because tiebreakers came into fruition. And the first tiebreaker in the Sun Belt, because you can't go head-to-head when all the teams haven't played each other, and the Sun Belt doesn't all play each other. So the first tiebreaker actually was how all these teams did against the 8th place team within the conference.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's why it matters. You can't just drop some random game and be like, well, that's all right, we'll just rebound. No, those games all matter tremendously. This conference is completely up for grabs because of that. Very top-heavy, but nobody completely stands out. As I said, came down to the very last day of this conference. I'm supporting the two teams that I like here. Obviously, my App State guys. But in my bracket, a guy that goes by the name of Matt Van Komen, who is 7 feet tall and plays for Marshall, has been sidelined with an injury since Southern Miss game a couple weeks ago. And since then, Marshall has won, I think, gone 3-2 in their last 5 without him, and their defense has dropped tremendously. I believe they've been holding him out because he has not been disclosed to not be available. I believe they've been holding him out so that he can be healthy for this tournament run. So because of that, the hat up top is actually the team I took to win this tournament. This is the Marshall baseball hat, but says the Herd here on the back. So App State and Marshall would play each other if it gets to that point for the championship. And I'd be a little torn, but I'd be safe because either I pick the champion or my favorite team wins. But because of what I did in my bracket, give me the Marshall Thundering Herd to win the Sun Belt Conference title.
Wow. Out of nowhere.
Yes.
Nice. Do you think I do have a follow-up question for you?
Okay.
With the cluster at second place, do you think that'll push some of those teams to push for a different tournament seeding scenario or a different bracket altogether?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the bracket. We had this discussion on the show Monday night. We love the bracket. It absolutely, like Yates referred to earlier, it rewards the best teams throughout the regular season to not have to play until late, right? You've got Troy and Marshall who just have to win one game to get to the championship. That rewards your best teams throughout the regular season. The discrepancy this year, obviously, is that these teams with the same record ended up from 2 all the way to 7. It feels wrong. Tiebreakers still matter. I don't know how you do it more fair than they did it. It's weird. It's convoluted. It's hard to figure out. But they still compared all these teams only to teams that they all played. So it's not like someone got an unfair advantage somewhere that somebody else didn't. Now, the one thing we did say going forward is they should move to a conference setup where all these teams do play each other in the regular season so that you can go head-to-head in comparison to these matchups. Because, you've got the Arkansas State team who did beat some of the teams ahead of them in head-to-head play, but they ended up behind them. So if there's anything wrong, it's the tie-breaking procedure or the conference schedule throughout the regular season. We don't think there's anything at all wrong with the bracket. So we like that. And to note, last year, the championship game was between the 3 and 4 seeds. So the teams that got rewarded actually sat out for about a whole week or more before they played, while the 3rd and 4th team kind of got a warm-up game before having to get into the championship game. So, again, that's why it's kind of exciting. It's anybody's game here, really and truly, in the Sun Belt.
Do you think any teams throw it so they don't get that regular season, that double bye, so they can get a warm-up game?
I did ask our co-host if he thought that anybody would be – not that anybody would say we want to lose, but would they kind of accept it because they don't necessarily want to sit so long. He didn't think that would be the case. And again, I'm not saying people want to throw games. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a warm up before we get into the semi-finals, and then possibly go on to the championship game. But I don't know if you can afford to look at it that way because it doesn't mean you're going to have an easy opponent either, right? They also get a warm up game before they see you. So it just kind of builds upon itself.
All right. Oh, now we're going to talk about the ASUN. My second pick, a little out of order, But both Central Arkansas and Austin Peay shared the regular season crown with 15-3 records. First conference title in program history for the Bears of Central Arkansas. And they actually did earn the number one overall seed because of the tiebreakers in the ASUN. Central Arkansas had the Player of the Year Cameron Hunter and Coach of the Year John Schulman, and Newcomer of the Year Colin Parker. Freshman of the Year Zaire Collins from Austin Peay rounded out the conference awards. Central Arkansas is awarded by playing Bellarmine on Friday. It's when the conference kicks off. For the final 3 rounds of this tournament, they're at host sites for the first round. The final 3 rounds, they are at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville. Arkansas, number 1 seed, is going to be taking on Bellarmine. Lipscomb got the 4th seed. They're going to be playing Florida Gulf Coast. I think that's going to be the tone setter of this tournament. Florida Gulf Coast, an NCAA Cinderella that people loved a few years back. Lipscomb, been there before, hasn't made much noise. This could be the year. This could not be the year. That game right there is, I think, is going to set the tone for how competitive and how entertaining this conference is going to be. Austin Peay is playing Stetson at a 10 seed, and then West Georgia is playing the winner of North Florida and Queens, which I think Queens has that one pretty much in the back. Or excuse me, West Georgia and North Florida, Queens is playing that winner. I read that wrong. That is my bad. Have I mentioned 10%? It's not good to drink on this show. But anyway, I still like Queens versus either one of those two. But your game of Friday, the opening round, is going to be Lipscomb and Florida Gulf Coast. That's going to be the one. If you watch any game out of the ASUN quarterfinals, that's the one you want to watch. The opening round, Stetson did upset Eastern Kentucky 92-76 to advance to play Austin Peay. And then Bellarmine escaped an upset bid from Jacksonville 82-79 to play Central Arkansas, which isn't that much of an award. And then Florida Gulf Coast beat North Alabama 69-58, and they'll be playing Lipscomb. And I think West Georgia and North Florida plays a little bit later tonight. Let me pull that up real quick. See, they might be playing right now. Scores. God, computer. And of course, you want to run slow just because I wanted to. Anyone got faster internet wants to tell me what that score is? There we go. All right, scores for. I promise I didn't feed any alcohol to my computer.
Oh, I'm not sure about that. Maybe some LSD.
So where are we at again? Sorry, what conference?
Let's see. West Georgia did beat North Florida 93-85. So West Georgia will be playing Queens on Friday. Championship game Sunday at 2:00 Eastern on ESPN2 if you want to watch that. And I am going Central Arkansas on this one. I went Austin Peay regular season. Yes, they tied, but Central Arkansas, I think they're going to surprise some people. But I do think it's going to come down to Central Arkansas and Austin Peay in the championship game. All right, Josh. What do you have left? Big Sky.
Big Sky or Ohio Valley Conference? Where do you want me to go?
Big Sky.
Big Sky. So the Big Sky, Portland State. They have clinched the regular season conference. That was with the finish of 2-4 to end the year. So kind of a rough finish for them, but they ended up being able to pull it off. It was their first regular season title, I think, in 17 years is what I saw. They have since then made 4 semifinals and lost all 4. So they are looking for some redemption here. come March 7th in Boise, Idaho is when that tournament starts. They do get a bye into the second round, but it's a little bit more of a traditional bracket where they do have the 7 through 10 teams play in the first round and advance, and then it's 1 through 8 to finish off their tournament. I do think Portland State's probably the team to beat in this conference. They have a guy named Terry Miller Jr. who's just been unreal. He had a stat line the other night, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a block, and that was at halftime. He took a pretty big hit to the face to start the second half and missed 9 minutes. Ended up with 7 stitches, but he might be a guy that we're all talking about if Portland State's able to get to the tournament and pulls off some miracle 14 seed win. He might be their guy to do it. So Montana State, they finished second. They did beat Portland State a couple weeks ago by 15, but I do think Portland State's going to win this one, and we'll see them in the big dance.
All right. Portlandia. All right. Nick, why don't you tell us what's going on in the WAC and see if there's any more dumpster fires there, and then come back with the NEC as well.
Over here in the WAC, Utah Valley continues to lead the tightest of WAC races. They're sitting on top, just 1 game ahead of California Baptist. The Lancers are down 1 game. So you got Utah Valley at 12-4 in conference. There's 2 games left for each of these top tier teams of the conference. Tomorrow night, Utah Valley versus Southern Utah could decide the regular season title. Utah Valley visits Southern Utah. So, but with a 4-7 record away, that's not a gimme. So there may be a chance that Cal Baptist can sneak back up and get the regular season. You got you also if Utah Valley loses to Southern Utah, Cal Baptist wins their game tomorrow night. At where are they? Oh, they'll be hosting Abilene Christian at home, and Abilene's down in the bottom of the conference. So could have a scenario where if Utah Valley loses away at Southern Utah and Cal Baptist takes care of business at home, and then Cal Baptist takes on Southern Utah on Saturday and wins that, Cal Baptist could rise above Utah Valley and take the conference. But the odds are saying that Utah Valley is the team to beat. They have they're 120 or minus 125 to win the championship. But any given Thursday or Saturday, and this thing could be contested. I can't remember who I picked preseason on this one. Was it Cal?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that I'm going to go I still want that dumpster fire, right? So I'm gonna be rooting for Cal Baptist to sneak out of this with the regular season championship, but I do think I want Utah Valley to take the tournament championship, and then you're gonna have a really good awkward stare down between the WAC and Utah Valley because of those exit fees. So that's what I'm rooting for with this one.
All right, what do you got in the NEC?
Yep. So in the Northeast Conference, the Long Island Sharks took care of business, and they punched their strap for the regular season. At one moment here, let me scroll up to where they're at right now. So they're 15-3 in conference this season. 22-10 overall. Pretty dang good. So they wrapped up. They're the regular season champs in the Northeast Conference. Tournament preview. Quarterfinals started today, I think. You had Chicago State at LIU, Wagner at CCSU, and then FDU, Fairleigh Dickinson at Mercyhurst, and Stonehill at Lemoyne. And let me kind of see if I can pull any of those up here. Let's see here where we got. Well, I can give you LIU took care of Chicago State, and I'm just going to kind of keep it at that. And I'm going to just tell you, I think that Long Island's going to take the Northeast Conference in their conference tournament.
The Sharks.
The Sharks. They've been good to me.
All right, Josh, tell us about the OVC and why you're going to stick with UT Martin, or not.
I am not. I will make a change, and I get to do that because I'm sure Yates has a disclaimer for me to make a change. So I am going to allow it. Thank you. Appreciate that, Yates. Yeah, I'm going to switch to Tennessee State on this one for the conference tournament. They are coached by a gentleman named Nolan Smith. You may remember him from his Duke years where he was an all-conference player, one of the great point guards they've ever had. He got to coach under Coach K for 5 years and spent a little time here and there throughout the United States in coaching and playing career, but he has since landed in Tennessee State and turned that program around. First regular season title since 95. So really kind of a cool story, and he's just a cool dude. If you ever get a chance to listen to some of his interviews, really, really a good human being, easy to root for. So I am going to go with Tennessee State. Morehead State, them and Tennessee State split during the season, but I do think Tennessee State pulls this one out and takes home the OVC championship.
All right. Over in the MAC, Merrimack secures their outright regular season title, just the fourth regular season crown in 7 years of Division I play. It's their second year in the MAC, established them as the new team to beat. Used to be Iona. They've kind of slid. They're in seventh in the standings at 9-11, but they've come on strong at the end of the year. They took Merrimack down to overtime last week. Great game, fun game to watch. So you can't count out the Gales just yet. Merrimack's Kev R. Kennedy made conference history this week by becoming the first freshman ever to be MAC Player of the Year. He also took home Rookie of the Year honors after leading the Warriors to the top seed as well. Siena, after being winless in conference a couple of years ago, get the number 3 seed this year at 13-7. Considered to be one of the hottest teams heading into Atlantic City, which is where the MAC tournament is. It officially tips off Thursday night, or Thursday day, I should say. Nope, night, 5 o'clock Eastern time. All games are on ESPN Plus, unless there might be some that get upgraded. I think the championship game's on ESPNU. The Battle of the Bridge between Niagara and Canisius. It's a fun name. Niagara's 8 versus the number 9. It moves to Atlantic City with the winner go home opener. And then you got the Gales looking to find their March magic now against the number 10 seed, Manhattan, Iona, a 7 seed. Merrimack gets the number 1 seed. St. Peter's gets the number 2 seed. Both of them get the first round bye. So the Peacocks of St. Peter's, they look to replicate their 2022 Cinderella season when, as Merrimack is the top seed, starts working for their quest for the NCAA tournament. Championship game is Saturday, March 14th at 7:30 Eastern on ESPNU, and I am going to stick with Merrimack. I took them in the regular season, taking them in the tournament. And speaking of taking them, we're going to crack open my final beer of the night. This is only a 5.0, so we're good. This one is weird.
Time to sober up.
It is this Starbase Brewing out of Austin, Texas, is the official brewery of Mars. So there you go.
That's got to be some pretty high shipping costs,
Right?
Yeah, no, high was the right. That was the right adjective.
This is Blue. The inspiration, Blue Planet, is both a tribute to our home planet Earth and a celebration of our vision to make Mars a habitable blue and green world. While you sip this beer, let it serve as a reminder of how lucky we are to already have one precious planet to inhabit. And if humanity dares to dream big, we may have a second one in the very near future. This is called Blue Planet. It is a blueberry cream ale, established on Earth, brewed for Mars.
So just F off science.
We're just making shit
Mars
up now.
blue and green. Sure.
The beer, this smooth cream ale, is infused with vibrant flavors of fresh blueberries to give it a light and fruity aroma, refreshing and balanced. It carries subtle sweet notes and a deliciously tasty finish. With this beer, you can savor the flavors of home while dreaming about new horizons. Established or engineered and brewed by Starbase Brewing in Austin, Texas. So here we go.
Far out, man.
That one didn't fizz as much as the others.
It's that Martian brew, man.
So that's good. Anyway, I don't like the way that smelled.
Rudy?
Oh, but it tastes so much better than it smells. Oh, that's good. Starbase Brewing, Austin, Texas, Blue Planet. Oh, that's not bad at all. Or the 10 point has messed with my taste buds. I don't know. Anyway. Hold on. Dominic, that's where we're at. Dominic with the SoCon.
Yeah, if you see me looking away from the screen, by the way, it's Old Dominion and Georgia Southern in the Sun Belt are within, well, just now 5 points. It was a little closer than that, but there's about 11 seconds left. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 3-point game now. Anyway, that's why I've been looking at that. But to the SoCon's point, their season is officially over, the regular season. Their tournament starts Friday evening. You've got East Tennessee State, that is the number 1 seed. You've also got Wofford, Mercer, and Samford that tied for an 11-7 record each. So you're thinking East Tennessee State's going to take this, right? Well, them, Wofford, and Mercer all kind of struggled a little bit down the stretch. Meanwhile, Samford is 8-1 in their last 9 games with 1 3-point loss to Mercer Bears. So give me the Samford Bulldogs to come out of the SoCon conference and remain hot in the tournament.
All right. Speaking of hot, Colorado State out of the Mountain West up on New Mexico, 40-25 at the half. Josh, what are your thoughts on that?
I will apologize like Dom, looking away. That's the game I've been watching, and CSU looks good right now. New Mexico is in big trouble.
Yeah. All right. Other scores, Houston in a dogfight with Baylor, 70-61 right now with 4:40 to play as well. All right. Let's go Casey and the Patriot.
All right. Well, Navy kind of walked away with that in the regular season with a 6-game lead. I'm actually gonna ride with the midshipmen on this one because other than that one loss to the American, they've handled business in the Patriot League. So give them pretty much the league champion on that unless they falter, but they get a bye and then they got to play the winner of Bucknell and Army. If Army happens to win, the rivalry there could play a factor in it. But if they can get past that rivalry game, I don't see them losing to American again or even Boston.
All right. So then you're taking Army for the championship?
Yeah, no, take Navy. Army's not good this year, not at all. 11-21 on a 4-game losing streak.
All right, Yates. What is the smart guys gonna do on the basketball court?
Well, the number one subject, and this is completely unresearched, the number one subject taken at Yale is geometry. And there's a lot of geometry in basketball because of angles. So that's why Yale is dominating that conference. Again, that is an unresearched fact I came up with. It's Yale. So they only take the top 4 teams for their conference tournament, which is pretty cool. Told us that last week as well, that it was pretty jumbled there in the middle. But Cornell picked up 2 big wins this week, one of them being over Yale, to firmly snag that number 4 spot. So they're in the conference tournament, or conference semifinals, I should say, where they will be matched up again with Yale. So is Yale thinking we gotta avenge that loss, or is Cornell going to be feeling really high and get the better of them again? Who knows? But I'm going with Yale. So Yale.
Nice.
I'm gonna try my third and final cheese. This is the horseradish cheddar cheese from Yancey's Fancy. Yancey's Fancy. We're about to find out if horseradish and blueberries go good together. They do not.
Via beer.
But that cheese ain't bad.
I got an update about the NEC.
Yep.
Today's today's results. It has the Long Island Sharks with the number 1 seed. They're taking on number 7 Wagner, because Wagner upset the number 2 seed CCSU, and then you have in the other bracket Mercyhurst, which is the number 3 seed, taking on number 5 Stonehill. So if LIU can take care of business against Wagner on Saturday, they, with the runner-up out of the way, they can take on either number 3 Mercyhurst or Stonehill on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wagner held Central Connecticut to 25 second half points after Central Connecticut had a 4-point first half lead. Crazy stuff.
That'll do it.
Yep. All right, now let's get to our supplemental picks. And Yates, out of the SWAC, is Bethune-Cookman going to go double bands today or this year?
Here's your ringer. Here's your ringer.
I think they're going to, man. I just don't see anybody else being able to beat them. But not just that, very, very, probably the most important stat of all within this conference is that there are just 2 teams with a winning record. Bethune-Cookman is one of those, and right on their heels is that Alabama A&M Bulldogs, same record at 17-13. But anyway, neither of them are any good. So Bethune-Cookman wins, and then they win again, and then they get beat by Arizona. So carry on, wayward son.
Hasn't Arizona lost as a 1 seed to a 16 seed before?
Yeah, it's kind of a different Arizona team, but as we said, their 2 losses, they're faltering now. So
All right, Casey. I had you with Howard in the regular season of the FIAC. Is it still going to be Howard moving forward?
Well, they got a 1-game lead, so barring a loss, they'll finish that one. I'm still gonna have to ride with the Bison. They're the only team in the conference that has a snowball's chance to do anything, even though the conference is just probably one of the worst of the last decade. They're not good. But yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Howard Bison on that one, just because they finished the regular season here with Norfolk State, who's middle of the pack there, but they've only lost to I believe it's Yale recently, which was 87-81. Other than that, it goes back to about the middle of the season. The last loss to Morgan State by 1.
All right. Houston beginning to pull away from Baylor, 74-61 with 2:25 to play. I kind of expected that. Houston's really good late game. Dominic, the AEC.
Yes. They have also completed their regular season. So their tournament starts Saturday, March 7th. So this Saturday, their tournament setup's a little different. Even their number 1 seed plays on the first day of their tournament. And then they reseed depending on who makes it out. So the lowest remaining seed would play the highest remaining seed, and so on. So this conference tournament is legit. It's short. You have to play well every game to be at the top. So because of that, the same two usual suspects will be expected to take this tournament championship, either UMBC or Vermont. Those two teams both on winning streaks. UMBC on a 9-game streak, Vermont on 3. They did split the regular season games between the two. The closest team to them in the standings, and why I believe everybody else will kind of be out of this thing, is NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. They are on a 4-game, so not hot going in. All the other teams hovering around that 500 mark or worse. I believe UMBC and Vermont will likely meet in the championship for this one. I'm going to stick with UMBC. I almost want to take Vermont just because they've been there, done that, but so is UMBC. It's kind of a coin toss. I'll stick with the recent team that come out of this conference a little bit more consistently.
I'm going to take the third team. I'm going
NJIT.
Give me the Injits.
The Injits.
That's insane, but I like it.
Old strategy, Cott. Let's see if it plays off for him.
There you go.
All right, our tournament picks are locked. Are you guys feeling confident with them?
I'd like to make a change with one of mine.
All right.
I started thinking about this. I had all show to kind of just mull on it, and for the summit, I'm going to take the Tommies in the tournament championship. Congratulations, Bison, on the regular season, but I think the Tommies are going to pull it out.
All right. What made you change your mind?
I was just thinking about all season long. They've been, pretty much in the Torvik, they've been favored to have the best chance to get to the tournament. Plus, they've been in the tournament, so I'm switching into that recency bias as we get to the end of this season. And also, what was weighing on my mind is they have a 2-game winning streak, and I just feel like it's right for them to take this and deny the Bison of that double strap.
All right. Anybody else want to change?
Sam, I would like to make a change. I would like to take the West Coast Conference and give you the Mountain West Conference.
Negative.
Let's put it up to a vote, guys.
When the Broncos make their run, baby, you're going to be so mad.
Probably. Speaking of Broncos, it's not getting any better for the ladies. They are currently down 74-30 on
Ooh.
UNLV. I think they're a 2-seed locked right now, though, right? Or are they 3-seed if they lose this?
It's going to bump them down to the 3 seed. So,
Man.
Yeah. There's still a
But,
first
yeah,
round bye. They're probably not really worried about it.
they're getting the belt right now, but they've got their freshmen in right now. They've kind of conceded, I believe. So
Yeah.
they're gonna stick around in Vegas because that's where the tournament is. So they'll have
I mean,
some days
they
to
probably
get ready
went-
for it.
probably went first round, halfway through the second round. If they're in it, keep the guys in, keep the ladies in to try and push for the win. But rest your starters while you can.
Yeah.
You're still going to get that first round bye. So.
Yep.
Anybody else want to make a tournament championship change before we lock them?
Nope, I was
Speaking-
told on multiple choice tests not to make a change to my first answer, so I'm sticking with it.
All right.
C.
Lock it in. All right.
Which is why I went with Central Arkansas.
Go Bears.
All right. Well, Yates, in the spirit of not making you go last anymore.
I'm loving it. I'm not used to this.
Wait a minute. We got TJ O'Sullivan, D, all of the above. All right.
Yeah, E.
And Duke says Ms. I'm thinking Mizzou, maybe. Duke, if you want to.
It was either that or The Miz, two-time WWE Grand Slam champion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Speaking of WWE, when is Dean Fleming coming on the show?
We'll see. That guy, he's not nice. Tells people to watch their face, then he kicks them. It's rude.
Yeah.
Oh, he meant Mizzou.
Yeah.
Whoops.
All right. I do have a email out to the 3-4 decision guys. I'm going to try and get them on for some Final Four action whenever we
Nice.
hit Final Four season. So keep a lookout for that. But Yates, also, as I was saying, in the spirit of not making you go last, why don't you give us your shout outs one last time?
All right, shout outs one more time. RAR Brewing Company out here in Fort Worth with this Iron Thistle, the 7-point Scottish ale. I know we read a can earlier, so let me read my can. They got a pretty cool message. Government warning. 1, according to the Surgeon General. Okay. All right, that's it. That's
Oh man.
All right. Nick, as our designated driver, what do you got?
Oh, I don't know. The way that the world's going, I just think that, people need to kind of simmer down, and kindness is always the answer. So just be good to one another. I think Lou Holtz would probably say the same thing. Just be a caring person.
All right. Speaking of Lou Holtz, let's go to Dominic. I'm just kidding. Casey, our resident Notre Dame fan.
Just drinking some Play Like a Champion bourbon here that is inspired by Lou Holtz's 3 Pillars charity. And yeah, RIP to a legend, man.
All right. And speaking of legends, legendary statistician on this show, Mr. Josh Fife, what do you got?
I will shout out 2 things. The Huckleberry Hef from Carroll College. Excellent stuff. And in light of the conversation earlier about women's basketball, shout out Olivia Miles at TCU. 5 triple-doubles this year. Sort of has changed some of the women's game as far as it goes. She actually had 3 in a row at one point this season. So Olivia Miles, TCU, really fun player to watch.
Nice.
Notre Dame transfer.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
Speaking of women's basketball, Boise State is 1 of 1. The only women's basketball team in the nation to boast 4 1,000-point scorers,
4
all
seniors.
at,
Maybe.
all at the same school. All right, Dominic, what you got, buddy?
Well, hey, Sunbelt women's basketball has some of the best haymaking throwers that you've ever seen. So take that.
MMA,
yeah,
baby.
Shout out to Moonshine Brewing, located in Boone, North Carolina, for Space Pegasus. Check out that can. A pretty good New England style IPA. Went down nice and smooth. Pretty big can. So good stuff there. And that's all I got.
All right. TJ O'Sullivan says a lot of people used to ask how Lou Holtz did it for all those years. Pretty perfectly, he'd say. And me as well. Rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace to a legend. The greatest of all time. Well, I had 4 different beers, 2 from the same brewery. Bad Astronaut. This is going to look trippy for you. This was the Cloud Punch. There you go, TikTok. You can see it without the green screen effects. I got to remember to buy beer that does not have green on it now that I have a fancy green screen backdrop. This was the German-style Pilsner, a 5.2. Really great, really smooth. Something to drink at the end of the day to cool off. This another one that has green on it, also from Bad Astronaut here in Houston, Texas. This one is a Phase Fighter. I would read all the pew-pews and stuff on the back again, but I'm not going to. 6.2% alcohol, also smooth. It's an India Pale Ale. It was really good. Bad Astronaut, I will be trying more of their beers. The one that really got to me tonight, and the one that I chugged because I couldn't sip it. It pairs well with steak fingers and poutine and small town vibes. It also has a great story on it. I'm going to read this one more time because it's really great. Government warning 1. According to the Surgeon General, women should not.
Yeah.
I kid.
Nice.
This is from 903 from 903 Brewers in Sherman, Texas. This one was the Turn Down for What. There you go there. TikTok, there you go there. This one was interesting to say the least.
Sam's favorite.
Yeah, it was it was a peanut butter candy and ice cream inspired stout, stout aged on peanut butter, chocolate, and milk sugar. It was weird. It kind of had that bitter dark chocolate back flavor to it with that peanut butter first punch. This was the one that I chugged because, I don't know, maybe it wasn't cold enough. I don't know. I might get it one more time to try it. I might make Pop chug it, even though his emphatic no said otherwise. And then finally, at the end of the night, I did crack open this Star Base Brewing Company out of Austin, Texas. Their Blue Planet. This is a blueberry cream ale. It's smooth. It's a different taste. If you like different tasting beer, that's what you want to go for. So, didn't mean to do that, but all right. Does anyone have anything else they want to wrap the show up with?
I have one more thing.
Yep.
Seeing your reaction to that, the blueberry one, it made me want to run out and go get some bubble gum and eat some walnuts at the same time.
I also tried some cheeses throughout the night. The Sweetgrass Dairy Thomasville Tommy fresh cut cheese. It's pretty good, nice and smooth. From HEB, that's where I got it from. If you're in Texas, you know all about HEB, unless you're Northeast Texas, in which case you're being deprived by Brookshires and you should revolt. Then at Pop's request, I went with the Mitica Drunken Goat Cheese, really smooth. There also got it from HEB. Good stuff there. And then finished the night off with the Yancey's Fancy Horseradish Cheddar Cheese. Does not pair well with blueberries, but it is a nice smooth cheese with a nice little horseradish kick to it. All right. I'm done shouting out. All right. No one has anything else. We're good to go. We will be back next week. This time, same place. I know the show was a little bit longer. We had a lot to get to tonight, and we got through it all. Next week, we'll be previewing the NCAA tournament and some of the conferences that are still waiting to see who their conference champion is. I think there's 2 or 3 conference championships that'll be still waiting to be decided. But we will be doing all of that, and we will be letting you know where you can fill out your brackets for the Bourbon Beer and Basketball Challenge, as well as maybe even the Bronco Nation Live. And if any of you have challenges you want to throw out there and let people know where to get them, you can do that as well. But I'm Sam Gillette. For Nick Wade, Jonathan Yates, Dominic Corsetto, Josh Fife, and Casey Wick, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week, same place, same time.